All right, welcome to tonight's training. Tonight's training is all about how to build your email list from scratch. So that's what I'm going to be sharing with you tonight. For those of you who are jumping on or catching the replay of this information. So like I said, I'm going to jump right in. The first thing I want to stress with you is the 3 reasons why you should be building an email list, because email marketing is just as significant as your social media engagement. And there are some businesses that still avoid, doing email marketing, especially, us small business owners. A lot of times we're relying on social media to build our list and to build our business, but we are not, capturing people's emails and the potential of being able to stay in contact with them. So not only should you invest your time and effort on email marketing, you should also be making sure that you are building a list. There's some people that businesses where they buy leads and all those different things, but I'm going to share with you how to build your own email list full of, clients who are ideal, who are interested in what it is that you have to offer, and, and your possible potential dream clients. Okay, so I want to share with you first the first 3 reasons why you should build an email list. Because number 1, there are people who are potential consumers, are customers, and they have been qualified and want to hear from you. And with the email, you can send them more detailed information in an email than what you could on a social media post. Okay, so not everything that you send in the email they're going to want to purchase or buy, but if they're receiving your newsletters on a regular basis and follow everything, they know what your brand is and what it is that you do and what you intend to do. Okay, so that gives you an advantage of just posting just on social media. And like I said, email is more detailed than social media posts, and it's also more private. And both of these strategies definitely work. So I'm not saying don't do social media marketing or any of that, but you want to make sure that you're also tapping into your email list. And then number 2, an email list gives you a ready and waiting audience. Okay, so let's say, especially for those of you who are just, getting started or don't have an email list yet, or, getting started in your business, even if you don't have your product or your services yet, you can start building a list. And what this does is when you are ready to start, sharing your products or services or your newsletter, whatever type of value, you have a list that's already ready, for you and ready to, hear what it is that you have to share. So you have direct responses to them. And many people on your email list will take social media to further by spreading the word about what it is that you do, or, if they're on your email list and not connected with you on other, platforms like Facebook or Instagram, that's another way, too, where, hey, you're touching them more than once, so to speak. So they're seeing you visible on Facebook. They're also getting emails from you, or maybe they're even possibly following you on Instagram, all these different things, right? So that's more opportunity for you to be in front of your ideal clients. And, a lot of times they say people have to see things or hear from you about 7 times before they make a decision. So this is why, an email list, why it's so important. And then also it's a dedicated base for potential customers. So social media gives you that, where they're following is voluntary, right? So, okay, one thing is, sometimes they're following you on social media. So yeah, they might see you in their news feeds, but when they're on your email list, that is golden, because that's them saying, you know what, hey, I want to hear from you. Okay, so that's, take that into consideration when you're talking about building the list, right? So when somebody joins your list and opt-ins to whatever it is that you're having to offer, that is golden. So pay attention, to that, getting them from off of social media to your email list. And the first thing that you want to do, if you have not done, and I'm going to assume that you have, I'm not going to spend too much time going into the differences on the different customer relation management softwares, but in the resources that I will be providing in the pamphlet, it goes more into a comparison of these different products or services. I use MailChimp now, and in the past I have used Aweber. So I definitely recommend, if you don't have a CRM, that you get one today. So that would be one of your first action steps. So if you have your pen and paper, you want to make sure you write that down, where you're going to figure out which customer relation management software or system that you're going to use to be able to, communicate and stay in touch with your customers. So if it's MailChimp, Aweber, GetResponse, or ConvertKit. Okay, and like I said, when we finish tonight, I also have, some bonuses as far as like resources that goes more into detail on these different softwares or management systems. So let's say you are, just now starting, or, so to speak. And hold on, I'm trying to remove this bar out of the way so I can see. Okay, so that is there, and I was trying to move this. Okay, cool. There, I've moved it. Okay, so let's say you just now started building your list, or you don't have a list and you're trying to figure out when the best time is to build your list. The best time to start building your list is now. So you think that it's not time yet to build your list because, several reasons. Maybe you're thinking, okay, I don't have a product or a service yet to, to share. It doesn't have to be, fully developed, especially those of you that are still trying to figure out what services that you're going to offer. You can still build a list. Or maybe you're thinking that you're not important enough to attract a lot of subscribers, that you're going to put this out there and not be able to, have enough subscribers to join your list. Okay. Or maybe you are just plain afraid. Nonetheless, whatever excuse it is, whatever it is that just talking yourself out of it, or maybe you're saying, I don't have enough time. This is one more thing to add to my to-do list. Ditch that excuse, because I'm telling you that you're leaving money on the table. Okay, so again, the time to start building your list is now if you don't have a list. So make sure, like I said, your first action step is to get your CRM, and let's, move forward. And then I want to share with you the importance of, an email list really isn't just, full of people that you bug. It's a list full of people who are your fans. It's a list of people who believe in you, who look to you for answers and solutions. This could be possibly repeat buyers who are already 50% more committed to buying your products, books, services, or whatever it is that you put out there, because they've already taken the initiative of providing you their email list. Okay, your email list is a list of people who support you, who like you, who are happy to tell others about your services. Okay, so start thinking about it like that, and they're one of your single business assets. So your email list is an asset. I always talk about, if you have a website, all those different things, those are your real estate. Look at it like that. So I'm trying to really just encourage you guys all to not just depend specifically on Facebook or Instagram, whatever your jam is. That, I know you guys all have busy schedules, or you already, possibly maybe working full-time as well as trying to build this business, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, one more thing. I'm not saying you need to be on Facebook and Instagram and all these different social media platforms, but I'm saying choose one or two platforms and make sure you have a list. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to build, like I said, your number one asset in your business, and that's your email list. And for this training, there's 4 simple steps, okay, that I'm going to share with you. And the first thing is to start building your community. So if you are on Facebook and people are following you on your page, if you don't have a group, you don't necessarily have to have a group, but I encourage you to either have a Facebook page or a Facebook group, somewhere where you can be able to build your community. Okay, so I know sometimes a Facebook group is a lot of, that's again, it's one more task. But if you're deciding to start a Facebook group, I want to encourage you to try to be consistent. When I first started my group, I was very, very consistent. As you see, I had grown it up to possibly about 900 people or so. But at that point, I was very consistent. I was doing Facebook or YouTube videos on a regular basis. I was posting regular and all these different things before I burnt myself out in my business. So I want to encourage you, to making sure, again, you are adding some type of value in there if you're going to do a Facebook group, and that you are, you're consistent, or either possibly looking into getting a social media manager and stuff. You want to make sure whatever it is that you start, you can be able to finish it through. Okay. And like I said, the second option would to be to maybe possibly do a Facebook page. The other thing that you want to do is make sure that every place that your ideal visitor encounters you, you provide a reason for them to join your list and a way for them to do so. So if you're on Facebook, you're doing Facebook Lives, whatever it is that you're doing, you want to make sure that you provide them a call to action. You want to make sure that you're giving them a reason of why to join your list and a way for them to do so. And you want to make it easy for them. So, hey, if it's Facebook Live, I'm going to drop the link in the comments. If you're doing a social media post, hey, the link is in the comments. You want to make it easy for them. And then you want to give them a reason of why they're joining it. You're joining it to get discounts on upcoming products and services, to get access to my new webinar, whatever it is that you have to offer, give them a reason. Or if you shared some tips on, how, I don't know, how to save money or so, hey, here are 3 tips. Join my newsletter for more tips on how to save money, or how to write your book in the next 90 days. You give some tips, you give some type of value, XYZ, and then bam, looking to make extra income from home. Hey, join my list where I share with you tips and strategies on how to grow your income. Okay, so those are different reasons of, again, giving them a reason of why to join your list and a way for them to do so. So when it comes to building your community, you want to make sure you have a successful list building, and know that it's not all about selling. Okay, so you want to make sure that you are giving value, because at the end of the day, no one likes to be sold to, right? But at the same time, making sure that you are asking for the sales when you do have products and services. Okay, not afraid to put your offers out there. But what you will find from your subscribers is you'll, especially if you're using your CRM, you can see what emails they're looking at, which information that they're clicking on. You can be able to track all that and see, what type of content do they like. Okay, so you can be able to, use that to your advantage. And again, when you are adding value and you start building up this email list, when you are selling something, they're excited that, okay, whenever this person comes out with a product or service, I'm going to purchase it. There's a few lists that I'm on, where they're always giving value, or whenever they launch a product or service, it's always really great. So I have no problem with purchasing or spending my money with them. Okay, so you want to make sure you're looking at that you're giving some type of value, some reason for them, of course, to join your list, and that not every email is a sales letter. Okay, but there's some companies that do that. Again, it's about knowing your audience, because if any of you are on Bath and Body Works new email list, you will get an email. You get so many emails, even with Kohl's or something like that, but they're offering you some type of discount off, all these different things. And then it's all about connection. So if you are a service-based business, it's all about building a relationship and being able to connect with your ideal audience. So you want to make sure that you're keeping that in mind, that when you're sending out that email, they can relate to it, and your audience and how you speak to them. So the same way you show up on your lives and have a conversation with them, that's the same way you should speak with them when you're sending out the emails, right? So that they're able to relate and connect with you. So how do you build your community? So you provide, these are different things that you can do. You can provide answers to, you know, so you're providing like some type of solution. You can provide inspiration, links for them to, you know, join your email list or to your products or services. You can provide tools and resources. You can provide tips, entertainment, comfort and encouragement, instruction, and help. Okay, so these are different ways on how you can build your email list. And I'm gonna leave this here for a second, so just in case you write any of these down. And this is a great way, right? Because I hear a lot of people say, oh my gosh, I don't want to feel like I'm selling all the time. This is a way to be able to change it up. Figure out what it is that you enjoy doing, okay? Because people buy from those that like, know, and trust, and they want to see that you're a real person. Okay, so if you are a mom and you are out hanging with your kids at the park, those are different things that you can, you know, you can post. Or if your business has allowed you to be able to go on a trip, or, you know, be able to stay at home, you know, whatever, that is inspiration. Or, you know, inspiring someone that may maybe be $200 or $300 short from paying their light bill, or maybe all they need is an extra $200 and $300 a month. Hey, here is a way that you can be able to make an extra $200 or $300 a month. So you're providing help, you're providing instruction, right? Encouragement, all these different things. Or maybe it's entertainment, sharing funny videos, you know, again, knowing who your audience is and what it is that they enjoy, you know, seeing from you. And you can pay attention to, you know, if you're getting likes or if you're getting comments, but don't just rely on that, because sometimes people don't like and they don't comment, but they're still paying attention, they're watching, or they're in your inbox, or they're joining your list. So don't discount that, you know, whatsoever. Focus on, you know, how can you add value and how can you show up daily and build your community. All right. And then again, so like I was saying, it's all about trust. Building a successful active email list is about connecting and helping, not selling. So it's all about serving. It's like, you know, how can I show up and how can I serve my audience today? How can I, you know, help them? You know, I'm always thinking, how can I help them reach their 90-day goal? What's the next step? What's holding them back? So start thinking about what your clients or your customers, what their needs are, what it is that they want, and, you know, focus on that. Focus on them being successful, not on your goals, right? Because I believe when you help other people achieve their goals, you are automatically going to reach your goals. Okay, so focus on the customers. So when you're showing up and it's all about business, move yourself out of the equation and really just think about how you can serve and how you can help them and really, you know, build that trust. Because there's so many people online, right? There's so many scams. There's all these different things, especially depending on the pricing for your products or services. You know, not everybody is willing to just pull out their credit card or even give you their email address, because, you know, hey, a lot of times you are bombarded with a lot of spam or so. So yes, I'm more protective of my email address. I started to treat my email address like it's my credit card. I'm not giving my email address to anybody, just like I'm not giving my credit card to anybody. So I have a separate email account for if I think somebody's going to spam me and I want to sign up for the email list. I have a separate email account for that. But again, it's all about building that trust and, again, connecting and helping. So not selling, you are serving. So you just move from a mindset of, you know, selling to you're showing up and you're serving. And this helps, you know, too, for those of you who are saying, I'm uncomfortable with selling. Move selling out of your vocabulary and realize that you are serving. Okay. And let's see. So then next slide is taking care of the basic automation strategies. So there are some things that we can automate, and, you know, so I'll talk about this on this next slide. So one of the things that you can automate is a professional autoresponder subscription. So this is where I talked about having, you know, once you set up MailChimp, you know, these different resources, what you can do is create your first 5 emails that go out to your customers or your potential clients automatically. So you create a general or generic email campaign to send to them for those first, 5 emails or so, 5 to 7 emails. Your landing page, you want to make sure you have an opt-in box on your landing page. Okay, so that is something that is automated. If someone lands on your landing page, here they have an option to be able to opt in and get more information or subscribe to your list. On your website, you can have a pop-up opt-in. So that's another way that, hey, if somebody is on your website for a certain amount of time, that pops up and they have the option to opt in and get whatever it is that you're offering. Your sign up incentive. If you sign up, hey, today you get, 10% off. I see this a lot, especially for those of you who are on, Facebook. A lot of times when you see the sponsored ads, when people are offering products and services for their Shopify stores, you see a sign up incentive. You act today, or subscribe today with your email address and get an additional 10% off on your first order, all those different things. So those are some ways that you can automate the process, where you set it one time and you can kind of like forget it and let it grow. Of course, you got to pay attention to your analytics and see what's working, what's not working, and all those different things. And then, like I said, a basic email series for those who sign up. Even your Facebook tab, if you have a Facebook page, there is an option where you can give people the option to sign up there, okay, to join your newsletter, or whatever it is that you had to offer, sign up to book a call, all those different things. In your email, when you're sending out emails, even in your signature, hey, there's an option in there in your signature. You can give them an option to sign up for something there. By the way, did you join my newsletter, XYZ, or stay up to date for, more tips and strategies, all these different things. If you have a blog, if you are a blogger or, into that, you can also have a resource box there in your bio. Or, even if you don't have even if you're not a blogger, even on your website, like on the About Me page, there you can also have a way for them to be able to subscribe and join your email list. So again, we're thinking about your website and looking at each page that you have and give them a way to be able to sign up. Every page that they land on should be some type of way for them to sign up and join you. Okay, so I hope you guys are getting value from this and this is making sense, right? It's very simple. This is a very simple way on how to build your email list from scratch. And again, not necessarily having to implement each and every one of these strategies, but figuring out which one works for you and taking it and implementing it and, and running with it. And then again, making sure you have the perfect call to action. Don't overcomplicate this, all right? So you want to make sure you do have a call to action. I talk about this a lot, especially if you're doing Facebook Lives. There should always be some type of call of action. Don't let that be a missed opportunity. Again, so things that you can have them do is sign up for your email list, sign up for a free webinar or, workshop, masterclass, whatever it is that you have to offer. A free resource such as a report, a cheat sheet, or a template, all these different things, right? You can have them subscribe to those. Subscribe to your newsletter. Watch your latest tutorial or video on a specific topic. Again, landing pages are actually about impact and action. So with the landing pages, you don't want too much distraction on there. It's just them landing on there, getting the information and very direct, sign up here. So make sure you perfect your pitch. Practice, especially when you're doing your Facebook Live. You can do the call to action at least 2 times doing that live. And for me, I have to remember to do it, honestly. So I over here on next to my desk, I do have my step-by-step, kind of thing. After I, thank them and, thank my replay viewers, I ask them to like and share. I try to remember to ask them to like and share. So that's a call to action, even just asking people to like and share your video. And then the final call to action could be for them to join you at the whatever the next step is, whatever you are offering. So when you go on and doing a video or any of that, you should always have some type of call to action in mind. Like, what are you going to, offer them at the end? Okay, so next I want to talk to you about the daily list building activities. Some of the different things that you can do daily to build your list. And again, figure out what works for you and, implement. So you could be writing a new email series. So like I say, you can send out 1 to 5 different emails. You can even do a email mini course. Okay. You can create and share a landing page for this mini course. So these are different things that you can do daily, to get more email subscribers. Posting a Facebook Live video. So for those of you who are still on Twitter, I'm on Twitter, but my stuff is automated. Okay, so you can change your pinned tweets and all those different things. You can update your profile photo in all your platforms. Those are different ways, believe it or not, to build your list, because what happens is that changes things up. People love photos, right? So when you change your photos, sometimes you get more likes and stuff for that. So one of the strategies that I have used is before I change my photo, I will do a post before that has kind of like my call to action, like, join, my list or download, XYZ. So when I put that there, sometimes, again, people sometimes don't pay attention to your call to actions, or sometimes your marketing, you feel like they're not paying attention. But when you post that photo, what happens is people come to your page and they're going to scroll down your news feed. So when they scroll down your news feed, they're going to see what it is that you have to offer, your other videos, and making sure that you have a call to action there. So as people, we are inclined naturally to check out your news feed, especially when you have like a new picture or some type of new update that catches our attention. So use that to your advantage. Okay. And then if you are, writing an article, if you write articles, not everybody writes articles. If you don't like writing, hey, do the vlogging or, again, the Facebook Live videos. And then one of the things you can do is create a survey. So those are different ways that you can be able to build your list. So from there, the next thing that you want to do is find your perfect list building mix. Because like I said, what works for one person does not necessarily work for, the next person. And you want to make sure when you're building your business, I always say the best business model that you can build is one that is in alignment with who you are, what it is that you do, and also works for your schedule. Okay, because a lot of times, you see other people feeling like they're doing a whole lot, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is all that I'm doing. Stay in your lane. Don't worry about comparing yourself to anybody else, because you don't know, what their schedule or what their situation looks like. But again, the whole not comparing yourself, but finding what works for you and building from there. So here are a couple of strategies that you can kind of like mix and match and put your own perfect list building strategy together. So you can do YouTube videos. So I take my Facebook videos that I post and I upload those to YouTube. And with there is a link for them to sign up to join my newsletter for more tips and strategies, or if they are on Facebook, to join my Facebook Messenger box to be updated when I go live again. You can also do SlideShare presentation with links to sign up. Guest interviews is another thing that you can do. So me personally, I've been doing guest interviews. I have other people come on my show, but I'm also on other people's shows. So my goal is to have at least one of those a quarter. So those are different ways. Again, you can build your list because have the opportunity to get in front of other people's audience and build your list. Okay. You can also do a webinar. You can do, gifts for influencers. So that's something else that you can do. So like if you have there's an influencer that you are connected with, they could have kind of like an affiliate product or a free gift, or, you know, some type of something that they're giving away, right? You can connect with them and be able to, like if there's a webinar. So this is one of those ones where you probably see where there's a virtual summit where there are a lot of guest speakers. You join this list and you'll get, you know, access to all these different expert speakers and access to their freebies and all those different things. That's a way to be able to build your list. Facebook groups, don't sleep on the Facebook groups. Okay, even if you have your own Facebook group, and I always say, like, if it's not on and pop and there are other groups that are, go to those groups, answer questions. And when you're answering questions, you presenting yourself as the expert, and the solution to their questions is, hey, you provide a tip or strategy, but then the next step is provide them with your opt-in list, provide them with the tool or resource that can help them, or either booking a virtual, you know, coffee chat or whatnot, okay, or getting on the phone with them. That's the next step. All right, so again, one of the things that you need to do when you're building your list building strategy is you need to enjoy your subscribers. You know, treat them as if they're already customers. You need to nurture them and feed your list every day. And you want to make sure you're going at the ideal subscribers, because you don't want just anybody on your list. You want people who want what it is that you have to offer. Okay, and there's nothing like seeing new subscribers sign up in response to your efforts, and that encourages you to, you know, to keep doing and, you know, making it happen. So start small. I don't care. You know, my list started from one person for a while before I got up into like the thousands. But that was because of my consistency, and then at that time doing a lot of Facebook marketing and YouTube's. So you can do it. I want to encourage you that you can do it and that people are waiting for you. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and let's see, next slide. So I'm going to see if we have any questions. If I can, let's see, pause this. And let's see if I can, I'm trying to get my camera back on. Where are we at? Can you guys see me? Because I'm like, why isn't my video popping up? What is this doing? Okay. Okay, cool. I can see myself now. Do you guys, let me unmute, see if anybody has any questions. Does anybody have any questions? Or if you can, even in the chat box, let me know. And let's see, can't hear. Oh, that's from earlier. Let me know if you guys can hear me, if someone can, or if anybody has any questions so far. Are you guys good with me continue going? Because that's part one of the training. And part two is, like I said, part two is a little bit more detailed. If you guys are good, I will, I will keep on going. And we are, let me see, does it tell me how long this has been so far? Let's see. And it does not. Okay, I was trying to see if it tells me how long the slides are. So I'm gonna go ahead, and I think we're good. And I will go ahead and continue with the training. So let me go ahead and minimize that. And mute the lines. Give me 1 second. All right, so this is all about leveraging social media to build your list. And the first step is you want to make sure you have an irresistible offer. Some people also call this a bribe, okay? So, or your free gift, your reward, whatever you want to call it. So, you and I both know, I know, like, you know, from being in our group, that you guys all have a lot to offer. You have a lot of value and you have a lot to offer your followers. But sometimes, hey, guess what? When we're creating offers and putting our products and services out there, people are thinking about what's in it for me. So you have to sometimes offer them a reward for subscribing to your email list, especially nowadays, because everyone seems to have, you know, some type of opt-in or some type of freebie, you know, all these different things, or reward or lead magnet, whatever you want to call it. The word itself doesn't matter. What it is it's a free item in exchange for getting a valid email address, okay? So one of the things that you want to do and make sure that you're doing is carefully plan your freebie out. You can't just, hey, create something and it not have any value. People are over that, because especially, you know, nowadays, like I said, there's so many people competing for that email address, so to speak. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're adding value. So make sure that when you're creating reports or checklists, that you're not just, you know, throwing something together. Even if it's free, you want to make sure that it has some type of value, like this is great, like I would have paid for it, you know, type of information. So once you making sure, the first step is to make sure that you are, of course, like I said, keeping it simple, make it easy to create, but you want to make sure that you are solving their pain. People will happily join your list when they see the value and realize what it is that you have, that it will help them. Okay, so to plan it out, like I said, first thing first is you want to make sure it is simple and it's easy for you to create. Again, you don't have to give away all your trade secrets or, you know, all your information in the first meeting, you know, so like your freebie kind of like is a meeting, but you want to give the subscribers enough information on what it is that you have to offer, and you want to keep it simple. So it can be in different formats, right? It doesn't have to be this ebook. It can be a worksheet. It can be a planner. You can create an audio. You can, let me close that. You can create an audio, a checklist, or even a video. Okay, so you want to provide your audience with answers and give them, you know, the answers to their questions. Okay, or some tips that they can put into action immediately, because that's the main thing that you want them to do. You want them to be able to get some type of immediate result so they can be able to see the value. So if you're just focusing on, you can just focus on just one pain point, on just solving just one thing. And what happens is that helps them, okay, are building that know, like, and trust factor. Okay, so even if you have a big heart, you don't have to put everything in your ebook. So keep that in mind. You don't want to put everything in there. And another reason why you don't want to do that is because that can be overwhelming. So what happens, or what we have online a lot, is people are digesting so much information, you know, so when you put an ebook can be very overwhelming. That could be, you know, hey, once they've joined your list, or, you know, possibly become a client or so, then you can give them the whole ebook, or, you know, in the meantime, just give them maybe an expert or something, or maybe one full chapter. So again, it's not about, you know, giving them all this information and overwhelming them thinking that's going to be a way to provide value. That could be a way to actually overwhelm them. So you want to make sure you're not doing that. And then you want to focus on the pain point. So whatever problem, or, you know, whatever struggle that they're trying to overcome, your opt-in freebie should offer a super simple solution, or at least a first step towards a solution. Okay, so then you want to make sure you promoting it everywhere. So once your freebie is produced, so I've talked about this where you can, put it on your website. You want to make sure you start telling people about it. Don't sit back and just, create this freebie or whatever it is that you have to offer and think that people are just going to, come to you. The whole build it and they will come. That's, pretty much like I say, it's a bold-faced lie. You got to do some work. You got to tell people about it. You can't be the best kept secret. So whether if you are organically building your list by doing it for free, or either you pay for paid marketing. Okay. And then you want to make sure that your content is evergreen. So evergreen means like you can set it, one time and, be done with it. You don't have to have a million freebies. So I've created several different freebies, but, hey, my brand has evolved. My clients have, who I work with have evolved, or either, I've switched to a different niche and all these different things. So depending on what your market is, who your market is, you don't have to have a lot of freebies. You can have one. I came from the industry, like I said, of network marketing. I'm not for sure if you're familiar, kind of like with Pat Flynn, but he is someone who has had the same freebie for over the last 5 years. Right? Because he still gets people opting into it every day and has like over like 100 and something thousand subscribers. The thing is, if it's not broken, then you don't need to fix it. So you want to make sure that depending on your market, you may only need just one freebie. And then again, create a landing page. So you don't have to buy, these expensive systems that have landing page, like lead pages or any of those. And I'm not saying that they're expensive, but you don't necessarily need those. Even if you just had MailChimp, you can use MailChimp's landing page. And it also gives you that the ability to track the analytics within that to see how many people are opting in, and all those different things. Okay, so you want to make sure you have a landing page for your opt-ins. And the other thing that I will say about that is another thing that you can do, especially if you're using Facebook and Instagram, and this is one of the tips that I had got from one of my mentors and that I had just recently began implementing, that when you create a landing page, you want to make a duplicate of that landing page if you're using more than one different social media platform, right? So I can offer this same offer here, this book your next ideal client in 10 days. I have a capture page for that I'm promoting on Facebook. But then I can also, if I have Instagram, offer it over there, but it'd be the same page -2. That way I can see where the traffic is coming from. So that way I can see if my traffic is coming from Facebook, if it's coming from Instagram, or if it's coming from Pinterest, right? So those are, the different ways that I can be able to track it, where I have the same landing page, but I just have duplicates of it out there, so I can be able to see where my traffic is coming from, so I can see where I want to spend my time and my energy on, building. The second way that you can get subscribers is through your blog. So I talked about this very briefly. I know there are some that are blogging. So those are some different ways that you can build your email list, is by having a blog. And if you don't have one, hey, blogging isn't something that you can, where the traffic is kind of like immediately, but it's one of those things where, okay, organically over time, you start to be able to bring in traffic, especially if you're paying attention to your keywords and all those different things, right? So if you're doing blogging, you want to make sure that you are adding a call to action to your blog post. So using Google Analytics, and I'll probably do a whole little separate training on this to show you how to use Google Analytics to do like the keyword research, because this is what we used to use when I did when I started with internet marketing, to get our YouTube videos ranked onto page 1. Because YouTube and Google owns YouTube, right? So one of the things that you wanted to do is make sure you got your keywords ranked on so you can rank on page 1. And I did the same, used the same strategy when I was drop shipping and selling on eBay, making sure that my post and all that content was keyword driven. So I'll probably do a separate training on that, on how to use Google Analytics to find, the 10 to 20 most popular posts over the last 6 months, and look at those posts to see how they look at, how they're getting a consistent traffic. And what you want to do if you are blogging or so, too, is see which one of your blog posts are getting the most traffic. And on those, you want to make sure you go back and you want to make sure you have a great call to action there. Okay, so don't leave money on the table. You can create new content upgrades is one of the things that you can do when you're, if you're blogging. Become a guest blogger. So this is for those of you who like writing, okay? You can cross promote blogs on different platforms as well, is another way that you can do it. And like I said earlier, making sure that you utilize that pop-up feature. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're doing that. Oh, I think did I skip one? Okay, okay. So, and then the next thing is you want to use your email list, right? So if you're having Facebook, like we talked about, I talked about this briefly. If you have a Facebook page, you want to make sure you're using your Facebook page to grow your email list. So again, you want to make sure you are, leveraging your social media. And the best way to leverage your social media is to get them off of your page onto your email list. Okay, because, hey, we saw that happen a couple of months ago where Facebook, where there were issues, or, Facebook shut down today. Where will you guys get your clients from? Do you have an email list that you can send out an email and say, hey, my account got shut down or something, or I lost all my information? Would you still be able to be in touch with your customers? So you want to make sure you're looking at that. Okay, so your audience, Facebook is very huge. There's like, what, 3 million people or something on Facebook, right? And your audience is somewhere in there, and it's your job to find them and market to them and all these different things. And this can be time consuming, or what's the word I'm looking for? Not necessarily as much as time consuming, but if you were paying, of course, you can attract people a lot faster, of course, because Facebook wants you to pay to play. But if you are doing it organically, right, you have to find your people. So whether you're in Facebook groups or any of those different things. Somehow I ended up going back a page. Okay, so you want to make sure you are, you leveraging your Facebook page. So on my Facebook page, like for example, I have, and every now and then I change this out depending on what my focus is for the month. So right now I'm doing live trainings weekly. So if people want to know when the next training is and not mix out on that, when they go on my Facebook page, it gives them the option to join my Facebook Messenger bot. So I've been using that a lot lately for people to join the Messenger bot, and I can send out a broadcast to let them know, hey, when I'm going live, or I can send out a broadcast, telling them, hey, I got this new freebie. So they know that I went live, right? Because they signed up for when I go live. But I can offer as a call to action when I'm going live a new resource or a reason for them to join my email list. So that's a reason for me to be able to email them and say, hey, join my email list. So you want to use your cover photo to promote your opt-in, your bribe, whatever sign up you have. You can run a contest or a giveaway also on your page. You can also drive traffic to your website. So whatever it is that you're doing, you want to make sure you capture your audience attention if they're landing on your WordPress page, okay? And all the photos also on your top of your page, they're clickable. So if somebody clicks on your photo, use that space where it says add a description. Use that. You can use that space to put a call to action there. Okay, so people engage with photos, utilize that. And again, with the Facebook, contest, there are even apps for that. where you can run a contest on your web page. I think it's tabsite.com. I should have wrote that down. I think it's tabsite.com. It's a paid premium version, but what you can do is that you can offer a contest or so. But they also have a trial where you can do like a 14-day trial or so. So you can try that out. Maybe that's a different way to be able to, you know, again, grow your email list. And then, like I said, drive traffic to your website or blog. So again, don't skip out on this. You know, figure out how you can start better leveraging your social media, you know, your Facebook page or your Facebook group, whatever it is that you have, to get them off of Facebook onto your email list. And then step 4 is, you know, we talked about the whole live streaming, because live streaming is, you know, that can be pretty big. So and what I love about live streaming is this is a way for you to build that know, like, and trust factor a lot faster. And you want to make sure you step out of your comfort zone. And if you aren't doing videos, start doing them. You know, this is one of the, like I said, it's a great way to invite people and encourage them to sign up for your freebie. All right, let's see. And then I think go to the next slide. So again, so when you're creating a Facebook Live, so this is one of the things you want to try to do kind of like on a consistent basis. Now, when I'm scheduling my stuff in advance, you know, I do take the time to do this, but a lot of times when you're just popping online, you don't necessarily think about all these different things, but this helps, especially when someone gets a notification on their phone that you're going live or something like that. You want to make sure you write a compelling title, and, you know, even before you go live, create an outline about what it is that you're going to be talking about, or something that you know that your people love. Okay, so you want to make sure your topic is also related to your opt-in bribe. So when you're going live, you want to mention that when you're going live, during your live, you want to mention that you have an opt-in. You want to probably mention it several times throughout the Facebook Live, or give people an easy way for them to sign up. Okay, so you can drop that information in the comments. You can have someone else that's on the live, hey, can you post this link to the comment, you know, blah, blah, blah. But you want to make sure you give them an easy way to be able to sign up. And then after the live is complete, you can edit the description then, and you can edit the notes, and you can include your URL where the viewers can subscribe to get your opt-in, or either put it in the comments. Because, you know, of course, sometimes the way the algorithm works, sometimes you drop it in the comments and see how that works for you. And you always want to encourage your viewers to watch the live, and even, you know, share it when the replay is over. So make sure that you are using Facebook Live to its advantage, especially if you are already on there and you're doing these. The next step is inviting them doing a call to action. You're already there, do the call to action. Okay, so I kind of talked about this, making sure that you mention the bribe several times throughout the Facebook Live, giving people an easy way to sign up and get on your list. And after the live is complete, again, you can edit the description notes and include a URL for your viewers to subscribe for your offer, whatever it is that you have to offer, and invite them, again, like I said, to watch the live or share the replay when it's over. So one of the things that you can also do, for those of you who are using Instagram, let me see, I skipped, what's the name? Okay, so with Instagram, and I'm no expert on there, but if you guys are paying attention, or you guys are joining or are watching, I will be having a guest speaker come in and share, you know, about Instagram. So I've been using Instagram, but not doing it as consistently, but I do know some things that you can do and some things that you shouldn't do, right, to help you build your Instagram. And I think that's how, I think that's how we originally found each other, through Instagram. And the way we found that is through hashtags. So you want to make sure, like I said, on Instagram, you have a specific sign up page for your Instagram followers. So that's one of the things I just started doing recently, maybe about 2 months ago, is because at first I was using the same opt-in page on all social media platforms, but again, creating a copy of that opt-in page so I can see what traffic is coming from Instagram versus Facebook. And you want to make sure that you promote your opt-in regularly. Okay, so you want to make sure, especially if you're automating things, one of the things that I noticed of what was happening, even when I was using my social media manager, they would put see link in, or she would put the link in the actual body of the what's name. On Instagram, you cannot click on the link. So you can tell someone, okay, link in the profile or link at my name and hyperlink your name, so that when they click your name, it takes them directly to your profile. So keep that in mind when you're on Instagram, that the links are not clickable. So you want to make sure the link is in your profile. And you want to also use Instagram stories to encourage people to sign up for your list. And make sure your graphics are appealing. So you can hire a designer who has that talent. You can even use Fiverr, Fiverr, if you guys aren't familiar with Fiverr, and have someone over there design some graphics for you that you can use on a regular basis in your marketing. So those are some of the things that you can do. You can, like I said, use your hashtags in your opt-in promotions. And don't think that promoting regularly means that you have to promote every day. Okay, so you don't have to promote every day. And one of the things that you want to make sure that you are doing, because I know I've seen this before, is, or I know I've done it before, is promoting something and people get errors, or your page is not live. So you want to, before you start running ads to anything, or you start sending it out for people to join your list or so, you want to make sure that you test it yourself and go through your own funnel and make sure that it's working. Okay, so make sure you do that, especially a lot of times when you're in the admin part of your website and stuff. You have access to everything, so you think things are working and working great and stuff, but that may not necessarily be the case. So you want to make sure that you test it out and make sure you're not logged in as the admin when you do that. All right, so this one is one of the ones that's kind of like my jam, is, YouTube. So I like YouTube as well. I'm going to start back again doing more videos on there. So YouTube is what I used originally to grow my business. And what happened was I was part of, make sure I'm on the right slide. I was part of a 90-day challenge when we went live on on YouTube daily for 90 days. And that's what helped to build my email list. So I would go, live on YouTube. Not live on YouTube, but post a YouTube video daily. And also we were using the strategy of going live on Facebook. So it was a challenge that we were doing, but it helped to be able to grow my list. If you're looking for content ideas, there's no reason why you should ever run out of content. You can go to Amazon and Google topics related around your topic, keywords related around your topic, and look for books and use the titles in people's books, the titles in their chapters, to be able to create you some content and promote it on Facebook or YouTube. Okay, so but with us talking about YouTube, you want to make sure that if you're doing, you can do slides in YouTube. So like I could take this and this could be a YouTube video. You want to make sure that you're promoting your opt-in right there. You want to make sure that within the video itself, when you're talking to them, you're mentioning to them to join your opt-in or to subscribe, all those different things. In your email list at the end of each video, you want to, again, there's another opportunity to put your call to action. So if you guys are paying attention, that's all I'm talking about tonight, is making sure you're putting that call to action somewhere. Do not miss an opportunity to share your information. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're doing that. So for example, on my YouTube channel, one of the things that I do is in the description, the body of the description here, it has the option for them, hey, if you like this video, if you enjoy what I'm putting down or enjoy this video, subscribe to my channel to get access. And then I give them the option to go to my website and to subscribe to get access to tips and trainings and have it delivered straight to their inbox. Okay, so I'm saying, hey, go sign up on my website. You'll get tips just like this delivered straight to your inbox. Okay, so again, so like I said, had my YouTube channel for some time. I've had it since 2008 is when I started my whole internet marketing. A lot of the videos that I had on there, because I'm not with, the company that I was affiliated with back then, a lot of those are hidden or they're private. So how I built my list, has definitely changed over time or has evolved, but it's the same concept. You've been able to use that, those tips and those strategies to grow my channel, or to, get views. So don't sleep on in the body of the email, and all this in the body of my email. Besides the title, everything else is automated. You can set that once, and whenever you post a video on YouTube, the call to action stuff can be automated for you. Okay, so, and the next one that I'll talk about, guys, and we are almost like at the end, so I'm thank y'all for hanging out and rocking with me. I know this is a lot of information tonight. And step 7 is using Pinterest to grow your email list. And I did say overnight. So let me show you how you can use Pinterest. Because as you know, I also use Pinterest. And with Pinterest, for me, it's all automated. Okay, so the way that I automate my Pinterest, if you guys can see here, this website, www.iftt.com, which is if this then that.com, is what I use to build my Pinterest account. And this is automatically done. So when I post something on Instagram, it automatically updates to Pinterest. When I post something on a certain Facebook that has a certain word in it, it automatically updates my Pinterest board. So as you can see on my Pinterest account, I get over 2,000 monthly viewers. Okay, and this is a recent snapshot that I took yesterday when preparing this slide. So that's on average on how many viewers I get on YouTube, on Pinterest a month. So being able to utilize that and looking at the analytics on Pinterest, and I can see which boards are getting the most views because I have the Pinterest business account. You want to make sure you have a business account, right? I'm able to see which boards or which pins are getting the most views. And what I do is I go back and I make sure that that board goes to an opt-in link for them to be able to opt in for whatever it is that I'm offering. If it's motivation, I say, for more tips or empowering strategies, join my newsletter. Okay, because a lot of times I'm posting quotes or pictures. Sometimes it's my opt-in. Again, so making sure that I go back and I edit that pin and put my call to action, because again, a lot of it is updating automatically from Instagram. And when it updates from Instagram, it doesn't necessarily have a clickable link. So I have to go back and do a little bit of editing to it, but it is all worth it because I know which pins are getting traffic to them or which pins people are repinning. Okay, so again, don't leave money on the table. When it comes to this is an opportunity to build your list. And like I said, with if this, then that, you can do it automatically. So some of the tips on Pinterest is you want to create a pinnable image that includes a text describing your opt-in and asking people to click it. Or click to get it. So you can build your Pinterest organically or kind of like with the tool that I just shared with you. And again, what I do is I go back and I edit that description and add the opt-in link. You want to make sure you describe your opt-in in the offer. Okay. You want to link that pin to your landing page. And if you have social proof or testimonials or any of that thing, you want to show those as well. So some of the common mistakes that people do when they're doing on Pinterest is, or even on other websites, is including photos and not smiling. Smiling increases increases people clicking on your stuff, right? For some reason. You want to make sure that you're optimizing your profile page for signups. You want to make sure you're doing that. So if you have a profile page, again, inside the profile page, make sure there's an opt-in link for people to click here to take action. Okay, and making sure that your branding is cohesive across all platforms. And another thing is making sure that the fonts are easy to read. So you want to make sure you're doing all these different things, especially when it comes to Pinterest, okay? So I'm going to see if we have any questions. Let's see.